Devon, there's this beautiful pop, maybe modern pop even, sound to your voice. Is that how you tend to describe the music you make?
I tend to describe it as acoustic pop. Yeah, I'm a huge lover of all kinds of music, especially folk music. And one of my favorite things about making music is that there truly are no rules. So you can blend genres, and that's really where I find a lot of like levity. And sometimes making music can be a bit daunting,
Sure.
it's creative, but it's really great when you get to explore sonically.
Who are some of the artists then that you grew up listening to?
Ooh. I'd say I definitely went through different phases. My dad would always play my sister and I Carole King, the Beatles, when we were a bit younger.
The
And then
classics.
classics, of course. And then when I was 7, 8, kind of around that age, I was very much a Disney Channel fan. And like Demi Lovato, Hannah Montana, all of those songs were kind of just on repeat. Then I moved more into like Kelly Clarkson. But yeah, just so many. I think that definitely played a part in me just loving, you know, I'm a music fan first and foremost. But yeah, it was definitely the Beach Boys is also a huge one that I listened to growing up from my dad. He's also a huge lover of music and plays, and he was really the one who introduced me to sound and music and jingles when I was in diapers. So I have a lot to thank him for.
As a Devon fan, I love Old Time's Sake. Where did this idea come from?
Oof. It was a couple weeks before I left to go on tour with Somber, which was just so crazy within itself. But I was visiting so many cities that I haven't gone to before, let alone perform in. And one of them happened to be where a person of my past now lives and has lived since a few years ago. And on my way to the session, I really just had the realization that we'd be in the same city for the first time in years. And it was my first time working with this producer. I sat down and just started talking about how crazy it is that I'd always talk about, my want to do this and my love for music and how badly I wanted to see my dreams come true and work hard for it. And then here I am performing in a huge venue with a huge artist in his city. So I was definitely entertaining the idea of texting him and inviting him to the show. Just like, hey, I can put you on my guest list if you want to come. And kind of dealing with all of the, mixed emotions that comes with reuniting with someone in your past in such like a interesting, unique circumstance. And yeah, I found that the song kind of just like spilled out and we had so much fun writing it. I definitely let loose in the songwriting process, allowed myself to become a bit, find some humor in a situation that, heartbreak and relationship angst isn't usually like the lightest of topics, but I think I kind of found some pockets of that, which was really fun to explore as well.
What's your songwriting process? Do you need to have music before you can start crafting a lyric, or does it change every time?
It truly depends. I remember a few years ago, I woke up the second I opened my eyes. I had a melody and chorus and lyrics in my head, and I went to my session that day and mapped it out. Other times, I hear something that inspires me, I read something that inspires me, something just pops into my mind, usually a lyric or a phrase or a title, and I write around that. Other times, if I'm sitting down to write, if I like go into my room, it's like, hey, I want to write a song to bring into my session or write a verse, I'll start strumming, humming some melodies. I really don't have a certain routine. I think it's just like, I've tried to live and experience life because that's where art comes from. And listening to the people who I'm interacting with, what they say, a lot of songs that I'm working on lately is, yeah, inspiration comes from everywhere. But my process definitely changes, and I'm sure today it'd be something different than it will be tomorrow. But that's kind of the cool part about it all.
How hands-on are you then when it comes to the production side of the music you make?
I play my guitar. Sometimes I'll track my guitar in the record itself, which always feels cool. I definitely am lucky to work with incredibly talented producers, but I love to be vocal in the room about production and what I like and what I don't like. In the beginning of my songwriting endeavors and going to sessions and meeting with new people who all have a certain idea of the artist you are, it's easy for them to kind of get carried away and produce, and then you kind of end up with something that doesn't feel like you. So I really like being actively involved in like, let's try this out and maybe let's try this, and if that doesn't feel good, let's pivot. So I definitely obviously let the producer, do their job. They're incredible. But I feel like because the song is usually so sacred to me and I really care about it, I definitely want to have a voice when it comes to what world it's going to live in and what feels like me. And I've been lucky to find very, yeah, amazing producers who are so open to collaborating and in the production side of things. But I like having my hands on it all, really.
Your latest EP, The Garden, has come out. Is this, though, a prelude with Old Time's Sake to a full album or maybe another EP?
Yeah, I'm currently working on another project. I think Old Time Sick definitely opened up a lot of doors in terms of my own songwriting and sonic plane I find myself existing in. I really tried to find inspiration in like Fleetwood Mac, Casey Musgraves, and but also like a pop song, what feels really good. So I've been kind of building this next world out. Definitely never want to leave the garden because it's so special and those songs mean a lot to me, and the community that was shaped around it means the world to me. But I definitely think there's room to elevate the sound, and I just want to keep on writing good music that feels true to me.
My goodness, you do have such a beautiful voice, and we're seeing you here heading to South by Southwest. How did you put together your set list for your performance?
It's so funny. You caught me 15 minutes after I was kind of refining it. Um, on the last tour I was on, I had a full band and I was playing guitar for some of the songs, but usually I was just, on vocals and singing and letting my amazing guitarist and drummer kind of carry the instrumentation of it. But now it's just me and my guitar, which you can see here. I was just practicing. Um,
Your
as
other limb, your
yeah,
third extension of your body.
version of myself for sure. It's my child. But as intimidating as it is to be on stage alone and, playing and singing at the same time, I do feel this new sense of agency where like I am in control of the set. Like I don't have I'm just using monitors. It's very much like an acoustic stripped back set. And in that, I want to level out the songs that are more on the slower pace sides of things rather than like the upbeat ones, just create some, diversity in that. I always like including some of my older songs alongside my newer ones. Very excited to play Old Time's Sake acoustically because it really does hold as just voice and guitar. And I find that all of my songs I write on guitar and want them to stand alone just acoustically. So when times like this comes where I'm doing a set, just me, I do feel somewhat confident that they'll translate as well. But I'm very excited.
What did you learn while on tour for Late Nights and Young Romance that you're taking with you for this performance and maybe even getting one up for what South by Southwest fans will get to enjoy?
Ooh, oh my goodness. I learned so much. There's really nothing that prepared me for, stepping out in sometimes an arena of people when the most amount of people I performed for is maybe like 500 before that, and that was also opening. So I really had to unlock this new sense of confidence with myself. And if I wasn't feeling it one day, it'd be very much like a fake it till you make it type thing. I mean, like 75% of the time on stage, I was so incredibly nervous. But just feeding off the energy from the audience, I learned a lot from Shane Somber in terms of, performance quality and how he just captures the audience and is, you
Fashion tips. I don't know.
fashion. No, honestly, he's so fashionable. He was the fashion one on tour for sure. But yeah, he definitely engaged the audience, and I think, bringing stuff I learned from that tour into my own shows, hopefully more that I get to do upcoming this year, is going to be really helpful. But yeah, once you perform in front of 10,000 people, you feel like you can kind of do anything in a way.
I'm sure.
Yeah, and
There's no
hopefully I'll be performing for more, but yeah, it's definitely it's crazy to wrap my head around, honestly. When I was up there, I would like take a deep breath and try to take it in, but it's so hard. And it was just an amazing experience overall.
Are there some artists then that you're looking forward to seeing yourself perform while you're at South by Southwest?
Ooh, I think I'm seeing Lola Young
I was
tonight.
just gonna say, can you please tell me it's gonna be a Lola Young night for
Of
you?
course, I'm such a Lola Young fan, and yeah, so that is on the docket. I also kind of wanted to branch out and see some like wellness seminars. Jamie Lee Curtis is doing this seminar about manifestation that seemed very enticing. I'm also a huge movie fan, so I'm gonna try to catch a couple premieres if I can. I had no idea how large of a scale this event operated on. It's very overwhelming. I'm looking at the app with the schedule, and I'm like, how to do this person, this person. But yeah, I'd say Lola Young is who I'm most looking forward to. So I'll report back. I'm sure she's going to be as incredible as always.
Who are some artists you would love to collaborate with on music in the future? Not just South by Southwest artists.
Oh, oh my goodness, there's so many. I'm such a big Harry Styles fan. I just have been forever. And I've been itching, just in general, to to collaborate with artists I look up to. I love Holly Humberstone. Like I said, I love Casey. Yeah, there's so many. I'm such a fan, which is it's so crazy to now exist in these spaces where you're like sitting at the same table as some of the people that you look up to. But as paying homage to myself, I as generic and basic as the answer may sound, I have to say Harry Styles. Sounds
He's
like
on Center at Live this week. Better, time it for your performance so you're not on stage, or at least
right?
TiVo it.
I know, genuinely will. I would do anything. His album came out the same night that Old Time State came out, and I was like, I'm so sorry, me. I need to listen to his work before I play my own on Spotify. Yeah.
What would you like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of the beautiful music you keep making, Devon?
Ooh, oh my goodness. Words are simply not enough. I feel like what we've built has surpassed the music in a way. It's become such a special community for young people and people to feel safe and heard. And the fact that it's my art that has brought friendships together, and just a community of very special people together is something beyond my wildest dreams. So thank you 100, like times 1,000. I cannot even, describe how much it means to me that they've chosen to stick around, some for years, some for a day. Regardless, I love them so much, and they're the reason I do what I do.